Good afternoon. It's David here with his weekly week look, and today is Thursday, 3rd of March. This video is going out at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and as usual, we're looking at the London wheat UK market, and this is the May contract, so they're still looking at old crop at the present moment. Right, we'll just go through the various indicators that we have been following. Um, the trend at the moment, the moving average, 20-day moving average, is unfortunately turned red and is down. The super trend is indicating that we are now got a downtrend. The Bollinger Band is going flat, so that's no indication at the moment. And obviously, then we drop down to our stochastic, which has been the favourite of my indicators over the last 3 months. As indicated last week on my video, we got our buy signal on the 24th, last Thursday, and the market has risen. Now it has risen up to 206, which is the previous upward sloping trend line, as I'm indicating my mouse at the present moment. But we have got a sell signal now coming in halfway, which is not a good sign. And also it sort of throws warning signs up to me that this big upwards trend, which has been in place for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, is changing its character. The market's changing from a very strong upward bull market to a short-term downtrend, which has now been in place for the best part of 4 weeks. And this recent up move that was indicated by this buy of the stochastic has failed. Not to say that we've got the market's going to collapse, but it is showing that the trend that has been easy to follow over the last 5 months has now come to an end. So we're now in a different phase of the market, and I have shown you this before, but if you can see here the 4 stage of market, what you've got is a mid markup market, late markup market. We seem to have that, and now we're into distribution phase, which the market is making its mind up which way to go next. Early decline, we could be already into this early decline phase at the present moment. And if the stochastic on the D line here does turn red, then I would indicate that we are looking then to come back down to test this 194. So next week, what are we looking for? We will look for this distribution, which is probably some sideways action within around this 200 mark, which obviously is the whole number. But any indication that we lose the support of this 200 and then we come down and break the 193, then we could see a serious deterioration of this trend continuing with the fall downwards. So it's something that obviously the market has changed, has come to the end of a big upwards bull market. The market will show its direction. Either it wants to then kick on up and go up to test the high of 216, or just go sideways. But we are in a dangerous phase at the present moment, and if this 194 was to break, then we could quickly see 188, 179 and 168. Vice versa, if we break this 206 level, then we're on the way back up again to test the highs of 216. I'd just like to bring in now to show you the new crop chart at the moment. We haven't looked at this for a while, and this is November 2011 chart, new crop. And as you can clearly see, we had an upward trend in price, as same as the old crop, for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, and this was underscored by this big blue trend line, which I've drawn here quite clearly. Now, as you can see, this is broken 2 weeks ago. Market went down, tested 150, came back up to test that trend line, and has now come back to 161. Now, we have got a sell signal appeared on the new crop as well on stochastic. You see it's just turned red, slightly in advance of the old crop. So it's a classic sort of same 5 months is a classic sort of breaking of a trend line, going to test it, and then could continue onwards downwards. the total rise has been, the high of the new crop has been 183. The start of the new crop rise was 126. So our midpoint 50% retracement is 154. So I would see that gradual deterioration down to this 154 level. We have got a gap here, 147, and I would see the market come down to test and fill this gap, which was left on the way up, and this was left back in the end of November. The only thing that is, we could see a spurge upwards to fill this gap up here, which was left, that was left 3 weeks ago, 172. So as always, markets don't go in one direction, so we could still see an upward spurge back up to 172. Then I would look down for 145. But as you can clearly see on here, this trend has been broken well and truly. So we are either in this distribution phase, the same on the new crop, and then we'll look for further declines. So obviously I'll put an update this time next week, and obviously keep an eye on this market as it shows the way over the next week. Thank you for watching.